Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be featuring some battles, the first 5 rounds of the Go Stadium Go Team Up. Winning team, we tap faster from their MVP. This is a trainer called Ejka. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. A very talented #GirlsThatPvP. She went undefeated in these 5 rounds, so this is going to be part 1 of a 2-part series. In the second part, we're going to be showing the final round from all 4 battlers where they battled their other finalist competitors. But before we continue on this video, I just want to talk a little bit more about Go Stadium Go Team Up, and what better person to talk about than AJ Pilot, one of the main people at Go Stadium. So go ahead, take it away, AJ.
Hey everyone, Go Team Up is the inaugural team tournament series from Go Stadium where battlers can join forces to test their collective mettle against the top teams in the world. In these competitions, strong team dynamics rise to the forefront as you and your teammates strategically build your battle teams and read each matchup to decide where to double down. For more information on when the next team tournament starts, join the Go Stadium Discord and follow us on Twitter at Go Stadium PvP. You will not want to miss what's coming up.
Thank you, AJ, on the very informative video. And let's go ahead and start getting into the battles. Ejka's videos, or battles, team consists of Tropius, Azumarill, Lapras, Alolan Marowak, Medicham, and Alolan Muck. So gonna lead Tropius into Celio. Obviously, this is a very bad matchup, especially since this Tropius does not have Razor Leaf. So obviously means that the Air Slashers are doing neutral damage, and then the Power Stones are doing double super effective damage. So gonna get out of there, or else we definitely lose that match. Gonna switch out into Azumarill. So Celio actually has a pretty decent matchup against Azumarill. It's actually one of the very few Pokemon that beat Altaria and Azumarill. And as you can see, just piling away at this Azumarill. So let's see if it's okay. It does shield. It's gonna be able to land another body slam, and likely another before this Azumarill can bubble down. Her opponent has Tropius, Wishcash, Celio, Defense Deoxys, Licky, and Bastiodon. So gonna throw. Okay, yep. Looks like she clicked on the play rough. Very unfortunate, because the bubbling down definitely would have been possible. And now has no energy for this next matchup, but up a shield. So let's see how she's going to be able to convert this. Oh, Licky coming out. And definitely would have been able to land a Hydro Pump, or at least threaten it, and potentially grab a shield. But does have Medicham to come in. But these licks are going to deal neutral damage. As you can see, they are adding up to quite a bit. Could be a Shadow Ball. Oh, okay, Earthquake. Nice, very nice shield. And then here comes Defense Deoxys. Not a great position to be in, to be honest. Yeah, because these rock slides are going to hurt. Does have one more shield. I don't know if she's going to use it. She is going to use it. I guess these leaf blades would do the most damage. I don't think she can get to another one. I think she's going to be just short unless this Defense Deoxys decides to overcharge. Yeah, it's going to be just short. It's 7 counters for the first rock slide, then 6, and then alternates between the 2. Okay, this game is actually gonna be very close. Gonna go for the Ice Punch. Gonna deal some neutral damage. We're gonna see what this Deoxys is gonna do. Thunderbolts. Oh, Psycho Boost. Okay, yeah, that's not great. Here comes this Licky. Unfortunately, without any fighting attacks. I don't think this Psychic will KO, because Licky is actually quite bulky. Doesn't just barely not KO, but the lick damage still goes through, and that's enough to allow Ejka's opponent to take her out. Now she's gonna lead Azumarill into Defense Deoxys. Actually, typically a favorable matchup for Defense Deoxys, but because of no Thunderbolt, that means Azumarill will be able to win that matchup pretty handily. So gonna switch out into Medicham into Celia, which is a positive matchup for Medicham. Did get hit by the Roar Beam, which is not great. There goes the Psychic. This is very likely to be a Body Slam. Gonna put up the shield just because it would chip away at Medicham and really wants to win this matchup. Probably gonna let this go through. The Powder Snows don't do that much damage, so very unlikely to Powder Snow down, and 2 more counters and able to take it out. We're probably going to see this Defense Deoxys look to counter down, and we're probably going to see multiple Ice Punches at this point in time. Well, maybe at least one, obviously, because they're doing right now. Oh, actually draws the shield. That's interesting. I definitely wouldn't have shielded the Ice Punch, but sometimes it's hard to make a decision because you want to keep this Defense Deoxys pretty healthy and keep it out of force her to use Hydro Pump instead of Play Rough, which is save some energy. But this is likely to be a Body Slam. It is. Okay, gonna switch out into Azumarill. This Hydro Pump is definitely gonna be able to take out this Licky, and she's gonna pick up game number 2 once she lands this. Thing is, maybe a Hydro Pump plus Bubbles would KO, or 2 Play Roughs. It's kind of hard to say. So Play Rough is base 90 damage, and then Hydro Pump is base 130 damage. So it does about 50% more. So likely would have KO'd by now by just going straight Hydro Pump, but in still a very good position. Might have felt like it was a little bit safer just to go for the double Play Rough. So still a very solid win. GG, very well played. Okay, we're gonna go into game number 3. So this is a favorable matchup. This Tropius is rocking Air Slash, it looks like, so a little bit worse situation for Alolan Muk, but not that much worse. Going for the Leaf Blade, still chunks just because Leaf Blade is an absolutely broken move. 35 energy, 70 damage. Gonna go for this Sludge Wave, which would do a lot of damage, and gonna go to another Sludge Wave. This should almost KO the Tropius. Yes, and then this Leaf Blade will leave Alolan Muk super low, but not quite low enough, and the Alolan Muk is able to just barely survive. Leaf Blade and Aerial Ace have about the same DP when Leaf Blade is resisted and Aerial Ace is not. So likely going to go into Azumarill. Favorable matchup because of no Thunderbolt. Doesn't need to shield anything. Okay, Rock Slide. I stuck the switch out. Yeah, gonna switch out into Whiscash and then going for the straight Hydro Pump. See if this goes unshielded. It does. Oh, that does so much damage. This is not a good situation to be in at all. Mud Bomb. Yeah, probably gonna counter down. And should be able to counter down. Yeah. And then multiple Ice Punches in this this game's all but over with 2 shields left. This Medicham, to be honest, could double shield and take out this Defense Deoxys with 1 more Ice Punch after this one, plus the counters would be enough to take out. Oh, they have a shield as well, so could not shield, and then just go for the Hydro Pump or Play Rough. Either is gonna be fine. Gonna switch out. Don't let the Defense Deoxys farm. Don't give it a chance because this matchup is definitely over. All right. While this first round is finishing up, her second round opponent has Haunter, Skuntank, Probopass, Whiscash, Tropius, and Medicham. Just gonna be able to just bubble down. Very comfortable win. Really good round number 1, and gonna go into round number 2. Lapras into Probopass. Not the worst matchup for Lapras. I think it first off, I think it wins CMP. It gets to the charge moves at the same time, at least the first 2. I don't know if the third one might actually be pretty close, because Lapras does win CMP versus Probopass. Is this gonna KO? I actually don't know if it wins the Zero Shield. Actually, that probably would KO. Probably not gonna shield this. Has Medicham in the back to be able to counter down pretty easily. Let's see if this Probopass decides to stay in. Does not. Here comes Skunk Tank. Interesting. Skunk Tank does have Crunch and a Poison Jab, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower. All of them will do neutral damage to Medicham because of its Psychic and Fighty typing. And gonna look to land this Ice Punch. This should easily take out the Skunk Tank. Skunk Tank's actually kind of squishy. And we're gonna see Haunter come in. Gonna look to throw this Ice Punch. Haunter would actually survive this Ice Punch, but would have like a third of its health left. Gonna switch out into a Alolan Muck. Technically Shadow Ball would do the most damage, rather than Rock Slide from Probopass, but maybe it's about the same. Probopass is very bulky, so its attack is okay. Let's see. Are we gonna see a ball or a punch? We're gonna see a punch. So punch is like, you can kind of envision or calculate how much a Shadow Ball would do. So punch is 35 energy, 40 damage, and then Shadow Ball is 55 energy, 100 damage, so 2.5 times that damage. Actually would have been pretty close. Okay, gonna go Lapras into Skunk Tank. This is a close matchup, but Lapras does win in all shield scenarios, even if they land the Sludge Bomb. Just because Lapras is really bulky, can take a lot of damage, and Skunk Tank is quite squishy. So gonna be able to land this Surf. I don't know. I guess you could shield and Ice Shard down is probably the play. This likely be a Crunch, and yeah, gonna be able to comfortably win the one shield matchup with some residual energy left. And it is a Tropius. That's a nice call. I like that. It does take a lot of damage from these Ice Shards, but it's going to be able to resist the Surf. And this Alolan Muck doesn't necessarily have to worry too much about these Leaf Blades. Obviously, cannot take a lot of them. Gonna go for the Dark Pulse. This won't KO Tropius, but it does put on shield pressure, which they don't shield, and could snarl down. Tropius is very bulky. These Leaf Blades are actually pretty spammy. They actually do switch out into Probopass, and this game's a wrap because I'm pretty sure there's Medicham in the back. Yeah, Medicham gonna be able to basically counter down all these Pokemon. Doesn't need to shield this particular charge move. It's gonna be a Rock Slide. Must have Rock Slide, Thunderbolt, and gonna look to land this Ice Punch. But to be honest, like this Tropius is very low and just gonna concede this match. Basically, they're gonna go into the third game, and remember, each of these games it's by the number of battles that you win. So each battle gets you points, whether that's single or double, if they do the double down or whatever they call it. So this is a favorable matchup for Probopass, but it's not the worst matchup for Alolan Muck. At least does some damage. It's not completely hopeless. Gonna switch out into Medicham. Is it gonna throw the Thunderbolt? The thing is, like, kind of really see how little damage Probopass does. Yeah, and then Medicham's able to take that Thunderbolt like a champ. All right, could shield here. I could not if it wants to. It depends. Gonna throw this Ice Punch. They do generate energy at the same pace, but Ice Punch is cheaper than Crunch. Crunch is 45 energy. Ice Punch is 40. Gonna let this go. Can I go with Lapras? Could do aggressive farm with the Alolan Muck. Yeah, that kind of makes the most sense. 3 ice shards able to take out before it's able to get to another charge move. We're gonna see Propass come through. Build up energy against Propass is always good. And the Lapras. Okay, okay. Ooh, okay, nice switch. It's actually pretty interesting. Game 3. I'm curious how much of a farm down it's gonna occur. Yeah, that's a nice play. Doesn't want to take another Dark Pulse, and wants to be healthy enough to try potentially take out this Lapras with the Propass. And okay, this is gonna be interesting. The thing is like it's not gonna be the Sparks that take out this Lapras. I'm pretty sure not. It's gonna be the Rock Slide. So nice. Unless this Propass is back to back, this matchup is over and we're gonna be able to land the Surf. Really nice shield decision making by Echka. Very nice. All right, we're gonna move on to round number 3. Her opponent has Alolan Marowak, Azumarill, Shiftry, Altaria, Toxicroak, and Melmetal. Gonna lead off in the Azumarill. Miro does have Play Rough, so let's see whether or not her opponent also has Play Rough, which is gonna be very telling of this matchup. It does allow Azumarill to comfortably win the mirror match. So we're gonna see if this is gonna be Hydro Pump or Play Rough. It is is a Hydro Pump, so Echka is gonna be able to comfortably win this matchup. Gonna have about a little less than a quarter health left after all these Hydro Pumps come through. Maybe a little bit. Would have a little bit. Okay, they actually switch out into Melmetal. No problem. Gonna look to land this Hydro Pump. Let's see whether or not this Melmetal is gonna shield. It does shield. Gonna switch out into Medicham. Medicham doesn't need to worry about anything Melmetal has, except for like Thunderbolt or Thunderbolt or Flash Cannon. Rocking the Thunderbolt, I guess it's very specific to this meta. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So gonna look to counter down, just barely able to, and does draw the shield. So let's see what comes in next. It is gonna be Azumarill. Azumarill is not gonna appreciate this Psychic. Okay, well, to be honest, probably no shield. Ice Beam is not gonna KO. Oh, really nice. Man, this person is making like a lot of switches. I expect to switch out of this matchup. Doesn't really have. Okay, should be able to. This is probably gonna be a Mud Bomb. Yeah, gonna try to get to another one. Oh, it's gonna be very close. Gonna be able to land this Play Rough, and this Azumarill in the back is quite low. Let's see if it gets to an Ice Beam. It does. KO? Maybe one. Enough for one bubble left? No, this matchup's over anyways. Basically could snarl down at this point. But gonna throw the resisted Dark Pulse to take out and win this game. Alright. Let's continue on with this third round. Melmetal. Oh man. Huge read call. Let's see what the switch out is into Altaria. This is not good. This is probably one of the worst counter switches that you want to see. It's a little bit better because it is Play Rough instead of Ice Beam, which means 2 Play Roughs have to be thrown at Altaria. There's no way. I personally don't think there's a way for this Azumarill to bubble down without losing this match. And maybe after all these shields and whatnot, but Azumarill can only be down 1 shield. It cannot be down 2 shields to take out this Altaria. So if it does shield, it's gonna shield the next one. Yeah, okay. The question is, do you just let it go? Gonna let it go. Yeah, this is the disadvantage. Gonna come in with Muck, maybe? Snarl down? Oh, Medicham makes sense too. Built up a lot of energy. And here comes Alolan Marowak. Gonna look to land the Psychic. Has a lot of energy, so could threaten. Oh, the shield has come through. We're probably gonna see a Okay, with no switch or no throwing the charge move. Reserve that energy, makes sense for the Medicham later. But the thing is, like, I don't know if there's gonna be a later. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Rock Slide. So now we know the full move set. Thunderbolt, Rock Slide, and probably gonna shield. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It would do the most damage. And gonna basically just look to double up. Probably way past the doubling up stage at this point in time. I think it'd be like 8 snarls to double up. Maybe like 10 snarls were thrown there, but able to. Oh, okay. Actually, doesn't KO. Doesn't matter. It's like within like counter range, or ice punch range. Either one would. Well, to be honest, if you try to counter down, then obviously would just throw a move and take it out. But then obviously would be met by the Alolan Muck afterwards. Gonna go in. Oh man, you love to see it, as some people would say. So again, really favorable matchup. Just trying to anticipate the potential switch out, but no switch out. This Altaria did overfarm as well. Here comes the Sky Attack. Are we going to see the Bale? Basically at 100 energy at this point in time, so kind of has to throw, or going to be wasting energy. Play Rough comes through, and yeah, there's no way you can bubble down at that range. You definitely get hit by another Sky Attack, then have to burn a shield, and then be like down a shield deficit after a favorable matchup. A really favorable matchup? No way. So it's just going to take switch advantage with a little bit of energy. Here comes Toxicroak. Toxicroak probably going to look to counter down all the way, which does make it a little bit dangerous. Looks like it looks like her friend is predicting the future, predicting that this is going to be a 3-0 win, and just quoting her from the future. Let's see if it's gonna help out at all. It's another Mud Bomb. It's a Sludge Bomb. It would do a lot of damage. It's just a Mud Bomb. And here comes the Ice Punches. So definitely would take out the Toxicroak. Looks like a CMP tie. Counter does come through, but this counter won't apply if this Medicham is able to take out the Toxicroak, which it does. Let's see what's in the back. It is Malmetal. This is not good at all. This Rock Slide won't KO. Gonna be able to get off a few more. Well, actually, way more than a few. Gonna go for the Psychic. Both moves are resisted, but Psychic has Stab, and it is like the more energy efficient move. Gonna switch out into a Alolan Muck. It's going to be able to survive this Rock Slide, but it does quite a bit of damage. And yeah, this matchup's over. Going to be able to snarl down, and we're going to go into round number 4. Her opponent has Lapras, Toxicroak, Skarmory, Wishcash, Alolan Raichu, and Frostlass. Going to go into... oh no, this is not good. Losing, this is not great. This Skull Bash is going to do quite a bit of damage, and now this Play Rough does 20% or 25% less damage, which is not ideal. Especially like if they, especially if she had it beforehand, but I guess she would just want to try to psych out her opponent, thinking that didn't have it, so would more likely stay in. Still in a very favorable matchup right now. But if this is another Skull, it is another Skull Bash. Gonna go into Medicham probably. Does counter, try to counter down. Here comes the counter switch. Okay, this is interesting. Because obviously if this is Shadow Ball, it's gonna deal a lot of damage. Because it would be super effective. Gonna go for the Bone Club. Let's see whether or not this Frostlass does shield or not. It doesn't. This will hardly do any damage, but I guess like the Frostlass is so squishy, you want to preserve all the HP you can to be able to get off its charge moves. It's another Shadow Ball. Okay, gonna let it get farmed down. May not have a choice. Here comes Lapras, another farm down. Oh my gosh, are we gonna play the Coffin song? If you watch Though Technical streams, You know exactly what I'm talking about. Actually don't think this Shadow Ball will KO. You'll leave it really low. I do think this Skarmory will get to the charge move. Yeah, pretty easily. Unfortunately, no Alolan Marowak sweep. But the Ice Punch does come through and connect, and able to win another huge game in round number 4. And we're gonna go into the next game. Oh man, it picks up the huge lead. We're gonna see the switch out into Whiscash, and then gonna look to throw this Ice Punch before leaving. Mostly because these moves that Medicham has are neutral at best, and then double resisted for the Ice Punch against Lapras. Gonna go into Azumarill. This is a favorable matchup. These Mud Shots and Mud Bombs don't do a lot, but they do add up over time. We're gonna see whether or not we're gonna see a potential switch out. Maybe didn't want to build up a little bit of energy, which makes sense in case it faces this Lapras. It doesn't want to just get Skull Bashed and taken out. It wants to at least land a Play Rough on it, soften it up a bit. So I do expect the Lapras to come out. Yep. And then should be able to land this Play Rough before this Lapras gets to a Skull Bash. And I'm assuming this Lapras will just go straight Skull Bash. Does shield the first one, which obviously would do the most damage. The Skull Bash will definitely take out Azumarill, so I don't expect a shield. And we're going to see Medicham come back in. Kind of put this Lapras in a compromising position, just because like kind of want to stay because you got the 2-stage defense buff, but obviously you're taking super effective damage from counters. So gonna go straight for this Shadow Ball. We're gonna see whether or not it's gonna shield. No shield. This Lapras could Ice Shard down, but I don't know how. That's probably the play, to be honest. Here comes the Shadow Ball, but with 2 shields up and no defense increase. Yeah, I had to assume that was the bait, but 1 counter is gonna allow Edgeka to take the edge in this matchup. Skull Bash, and we're gonna go into this next game. We're gonna see, I think this is the 3rd game of round number 4. Azumarill into Lapras. This is a favorable matchup for Azumarill. If this first one goes unshielded, let's see, does shield, wants to secure this 2 shield matchup. The thing is though, like I wonder if Edgeka is gonna switch or just gonna play this out. Doesn't want to switch, kind of force this Lapras to give up its defense buff, and gonna counter switch into Skarmory. Probably gonna be worth it. Let's see. Probably a no shield on this. Yeah, no shield. Gonna come into Alolan Marowak probably. Yeah, and then Fire Spin down because it cannot win the race to the first charge move, because it takes 6 Fire Spins versus it takes Skarmory 5 Fire Spins every time. Just gonna load up on a bunch of energy. Are we gonna see the Lapras? Are we gonna see it is the Lapras coming through? We're probably gonna see a shield here. I wonder if the bait is gonna get thrown. Oh, okay. Frostlass coming through. Oh, this is interesting. Frostlass, no shield on the Frostlass. Oh no. Gonna go for the bait now. Imagine this Lapras will shield. Does burn its last shield. Gonna go for this Play Rough, which would deal neutral damage, and there's no defense buff. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this match is over. Assuming this Lapras is gonna go for the Skull Bash. Maybe a double Surf. Yeah, Surf. Unfortunately, that's not enough to KO. And this Azumarill is going to be able to land the Play Rough, and Edgeka just absolutely dominating in this tournament so far. And we're going to go into the quarterfinal rounds. Her opponent did concede and didn't want to play the matchup for round number 6, which would have been the semifinals. So unfortunately, we don't have any gameplay from that matchup because there isn't any. Let's see what they're going to switch to. Going to be met by Minun. Okay, interesting pick. Her opponent has Celio, Ivysaur, Sableye, Mantine, Propass, and Minun. Minun does have access to Grass Knot, Discharge, Thunderbolt, and gonna look to land the Surf. This Minun is gonna be able to farm down, but Lapras does quite a bit of damage, and I had to sacrifice one of the water types anyways. Probably gonna come back in with Medicham, and probably not gonna shield anything here. We're gonna see whether or not it has. Okay, just gonna straight up throw the Discharge, which actually does quite a bit of damage. Oh, here comes Sableye. Okay, this is not great. Yeah, this is okay. This Mantine is definitely gonna come back out. Yeah, I don't know how. Oh, it's actually a foul play. That's actually not good. Okay, and then it's gonna look to land this Bubble Beam, which it does. It's gonna completely nerf this Azumarill, but the Azumarill still can switch out to Medicham to potentially sack, and then probably more importantly reset the debuffs. So this is not gonna KO. Oh my gosh, it's gonna land another Bubble Beam, isn't it? And this Mantine is rocking Wing Attack. Oh wow, really not able to get to it. Interesting. Shield comes. Oh, actually loses CMP tie, or like one of those like off turn CMP ties. Goes for the Ice Beam. Oh, interesting. And this Medicham is gonna look to land this Ice Punch, so I don't expect a shield to come up on the Mantine side. Oh my gosh, does shield. Okay. I don't know. Does Bubble Beam. This is gonna be a very close match. I don't think it can bubble down. Yeah, there's no way. But the bubble down is like the only play possible, but unfortunately it is not possible. Another Bubble Beam comes through and just absolutely gets destroyed by the Bubble Beams. Let's see how Etcha's gonna recover. Gonna go Alolan Buck into Mantine. Really wants to land this Dark Pulse before it gets debuffed. And there comes the Bubble Beam, and here comes the Dark Pulse. And here comes another Dark Pulse. Shield does come up. Is it going to be an Ice Beam or a Bubble Beam? Oh, shields the huge Bubble Beam. This Mantine is in all sorts of trouble right now. Are we going to see the Bubble Beam or are we going to see the Ice Beam? Either could shield, regardless, would win this switch. Oh, shields the Ice Beam. That's huge. And is this winning switch advantage going to be worth it? We will find out in a moment. Oh, here comes Celio. Gonna be able to land this Dark Pulse, and I assume the Celio is gonna farm down. So it has a Body Slam ready. Neither of these Pokemon have great matchups against Celio. Well, Azumarill is better because it has access to Play Rough actually. So here comes the first Body Slam. Gonna be able to connect on another one. But this Azumarill should be able to land this Play Rough just before it gets to another one. Yeah. It's like probably one. It actually probably will get to another one because it'll survive this Play Rough. Yeah. And then here comes another Body Slam. What are we going to see in the back? It is a Minun. Okay. This is not the greatest. I'm not going to lie. This is not an ideal scenario. Here comes the Discharge. Oh, yeah. This is very bad. Okay. Let's see how Echka is going to play this out. She is a pro. Whether or not... Oh, the second move is a Grass Knot. It does a lot of damage. And... let's see how it's going to play out. It's going to be really close. Oh, able to get to the second Surf. Before the Discharge? That's kind of weird. But... and Oh man, the battle of the ice waters goes to Echka and her trusty Lapras. Oh man, the Celio is explicit word there, is upset, ready to throw down, body slam, skull. They're gonna be bashing heads. Let's see who's gonna take this match. Lapras probably does need to shield some of these early skull bashes in order to potentially win this match, but looks like, or body slams I should say, but looks like it's just gonna settle for the no shield. But I do think Celio actually ends up winning this no shield pretty handily. These body slams are going to do a little bit less. Actually, does it win the no shield? Maybe it actually doesn't win the no shield. It's going to survive. Actually, whoa, okay. I guess I'm wrong. Maybe it's the one shield it wins. Okay, the Skull Bash is going to take it out. Lapras showing that it's the dominant ice water Pokemon in this meta. Mantine does wing attack down. We're probably going to see the Alolan Muck. And we remember how annoying the Alolan Muck was for Echka's opponent beforehand. Is Ice Beam or Bubble Beam. It is an Ice Beam, throws her off. Let's see how this is going to play out. That is going to be pretty hard deficit to come back from. This is probably a Bubble Beam coming right now. Yeah, Bubble Beam is like, it's such a big threat to try to KO, especially with energy. Oh, the switch out. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see the switch. Probably no shield and farm down. It's going to be a discharge. I don't know if it can take, it could take another discharge, I guess. Yeah, maybe actually not. It does have some little bit extra energy. Let's see whether or not this Minun decides to shield. It does not. Here comes Mantine. Gonna be able to throw this Shadow Ball. Let's see whether or not this Mantine is going to shield. No shield. Oh my gosh, I was expecting the bait. Unfortunately, now it's too late. Goes for the Bubble Beam. That's not even a KO. The Fire Spins. One more Snarl and shield, and this is gonna be a GG. Echka taking the fifth round in the quarterfinals, 2-1. If you want to sign up for Go Stadium, Go Team Up, they just wrapped up season 2. I'm sure they're going to be launching season 3 very shortly. Very fun format. Definitely, if you have some friends that love to battle and want to like collaborate as a team, I think it's a really great choice. And in a few hours, I'm going to be posting, or the next day, I'm going to be posting part 2 of this Go Stadium Go Team Up, which will feature the finals and all four of the team members of We Tap Faster. Anyways, I'm gonna leave there. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.